is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to take a look at these newly released figure from Hot Toys, and this is none other than, look at that. That's Dr. Doom right there, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, it looks really cool. Huh? Well, it turns out really good. I mean, like you can see it from here, although I could still see some, flaws on this figure, but we're gonna talk about that in a minute. So this is the Marvel Comics version, or CMS 022 1/6 scale collectible figure, and wow, this is really nice. I wish Hot Toys could make more comics version than Honos. I like Hot Toys version more like realistic look, honestly. And yeah, but anyway, before we dive into this figure, let's talk about the art box. I'm gonna put this down here first. So this is the art box. Well, maybe you guys cannot see it, but yeah, it looks really cool. See, looks pretty nice. Nice print, and very straightforward, I would say. Not really strong print, not so loud, but just enough, eye catchy. It looks very premium for me. I like the feel, the texture. Wow, I mean, like, I love it. They very comics, actually. Yeah, actually, yeah, this classic comic, I would say. It looks pretty good. And of course, once you open that, this is special edition right here. So it comes with some accessories, exclusive accessories. So once you open that, you're gonna see this art cover print right here. Anyway, I already did some shorts on this one, so you probably saw that one. And yeah, it looks really cool. But this one looks a bit different. I mean, like, the outfit looks like kind of like more cleaner. I mean, like, yeah, much cleaner look, kind of. Yeah. Anyway, so, and of course, the packaging right here. We got two packaging tray, and of course the first packaging, which the figure place, and of course the hands right here, interchangeable hands with different gestures and effects as well, and the mask, the dark hold, the gun right here, and the tool, and then underneath is the base part. So yeah, so this is the base, and of course some accessories as well. It has a lot of accessories, I would say. It looks pretty cool, and I'm really excited to share with you guys this one. And of course, we got instruction sheet as well. Okay, so I'm gonna take everything out from the box and lay it out here on the table. Let's go. Right, so that's pretty much everything included inside the box. So now I'm gonna start really quick. Let's start with this side right here, which is the wrist bag. So we got the wrist bag and two pieces in gray color, or kind of like silver, I would say, to match with the suit of Dr. Doom. Also comes with these extra buttons, and of course the tool for separate rolling eyeballs, which probably you're not gonna use it because it has a big space underneath the head sculpt. So anyway, moving on. Right here, this is the hand. So it comes with three pieces, interchangeable armored hands, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. Actually, it's five pieces, but this two right here, this pair, is has some effects, translucent effect, which is also pretty cool. Kind of like mixed, see the armored hand, and of course the translucent effects right there, which is pretty cool. Kind of like a reddish color thing, right? Nice details as well. Pretty solid, and also actually this one is pretty solid. I love the paint application as well. Very neat. I would say it has some weathering actually. Actually, I thought it has some movable fingers because it looks like it has some joints, but not. This one doesn't have. But this one's kind of like rubber, so you could kind of like move. So pretty soft. And this one holding the hand, the pistol gesture. Yes, that's it. Three pieces. Moving on to this effects right here. So we got two green power effects, right, which is pretty cool. Comes in handy, and pretty nice. And yeah, pretty heavy colors. Looks good. Very very comics, I would say. And moving on to this lightning effects right here, which is two pieces, pretty long. Yeah, pretty long. Also very handy, easy to attach to the hands because I already tried. It looks pretty cool. Okay, and yeah, easy to break, I would say. This is actually very easy to break, so be careful on this one. Anyway, moving on to exclusive accessories right here, which is the mask of Doctor Doom. I'm not sure about the different facial. I mean, like, I'm familiar with Doctor Doom, but then not familiar with the facial expression. So it comes with three pieces of face plates. You know, this one looks classic to me, I would say, but I'm not sure. Probably this one, maybe not comics, and the other one as well. So kind of like a facial expression, you know. The paint application, I think it looks pretty good, you know, with some nice weathering. Also, some magnetic function at the back right here inside. See? Yeah, so we could easily attach to the face of Doctor Doom right there. Okay, and then lastly, on this side, which is the Dark Cold. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure if this is similar to Scarlet Witch. Probably not. You know, of course, yeah. I had maybe you know, because the comics I didn't really read that much, you know, about Doctor Doom. But yeah, Dark Cold, pretty much the same. Dark Cold of Scarlet Witch, but I'm not sure about the size. So maybe you know, Doctor Doom has its own Dark Cold, right? But I love the details on this one. Some simple print inside. It looks like burnt. And yeah, look at that. Nice details and patterns. Paint application. Incredible. Wow, pretty heavy. So anyway, moving on. So which one? So we got the pistol right here, which I thought it came from the Star Wars. It looks like very Star Wars. You know, the quality of the paint application, some nice patterns as well, and yes, details. I mean, the paint application looks pretty cool. Weathering, yeah, fantastic. Right, very straightforward. Made out of plastic material. Anyway, moving on to this side right here, which is the base. You know, so I'm gonna start with this pole right here, which is pretty solid, really solid. Oh my goodness. It's pretty hard. I mean, like you actually use this as a weapon. I mean, for a self-defense weapon, like I could bring this, you know, like put in my bag and then, but you know, if there's like kind of like a security, what's this like scanner? Might gonna detect this one. Yeah, detector, metal detector. Then they might gonna detect this one. Ooh, you cannot bring this in your luggage. If you're going to carry, if you're going to put it in your hand carry, something like that, you know. So this one is probably not allowed. So better to put this in your check-in luggage. So I'm just saying, you know, just in case if you're going to buy it overseas. This is pretty solid. Anyway, oof, and this is the kind of like a signage, and yeah, like a banner, yeah, a big banner with the wings and of course the letter D logo, which is pretty cool. Love this one. Love the color paint, pretty neat. And yeah, it doesn't have weathering, but yeah, very neat paint application, details as well. Nice. And this one is detachable. I'm not sure why. I forgot, probably because yeah, I'm not sure. Underneath is where we're going to insert the pole right there. And this one also has some attachable parts, attachable piece, which we're going to also insert here or put the banner, this flag right here, these two flags, before I get the base, the final base. So we're gonna insert this one right here. Very handy. There you go. Love this banner right here. And very neat, actually, very neat. See, only at the front, so not the back. Okay, and we got the holder right here because we got the base. Yeah, so this is the main base, which is kind of like a diorama base of Doctor Doom. Also pretty cool, huh? I mean, yeah, look at that. It has some gargoyle statue here at the front, so you have two options to display this. It's either this will be at the front or this one with the nameplate. Actually, yeah, this one looks pretty cool. But also this one, you know, for photography, yeah. But this one is like better, of course, because of that Doctor Doom nameplate. And it has two. I mean, like you have two options to display your figure from back or back. I mean, back and front, right here. So you have an option to insert this holder. It's either here or here. Okay, so we're gonna put this one here. There you go. Bam. That's very easy to attach. And the base, yeah, I'm gonna assemble this one later. And that's it, you know, for the parts that comes with this figure. Okay, now moving on to this figure right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at that. So let's do a very quick articulation or range of motion test on this figure before we talk about the details. Okay, pretty tight head sculpt, pretty tight, easy to move side to side, down. Wow, looks like an Iron Man head sculpt. I mean, like looks like a Iron Man design, kind of like that, right? Anyway, that's our DJ right there. So anyway, arms, not bad. Actually, pretty loose. I'm not sure because probably because of the suit. I mean, like they used a kind of like a simple body, not so pretty heavy, but not. You see, that's what I'm saying earlier. What I mentioned that about that wrist peg or the wrist is kind of like not so tight to the joint, kind of like that. Anyway, arms all the way about 90 degrees to the back. Nice swivel as well. Elbows double jointed, but since it has some armor, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit, just a little bit range of motion, more like 90 degrees. And then the wrist joint, I mean like the wrist part, nah, it's okay. Pretty tight, doesn't have that art, which is like ratchet joint, but I think it's okay. Body, upper body, gonna fix this one first, really quick. You have to hold the body inside or the legs. I think that's fine. Yeah, decent. I would say decent. Actually, looks great. I mean, crunch in. Just that, the side to side a little bit. Crunch in. Very, very minimal. So a bit limited range of motion. But anyway, moving on to the legs. There you go. Front. Wow, that's wow. I would say to the back. Also nice, decent. Swivel as well. Perfect. I think it looks good. I mean, and the knees, see, you could also move the armor, which is also pretty cool. And the ankle up and down points, big range of motion, side twist, not bad, right? Yeah, even though it has quite a big armor on the body, but still we could be able to move the body to do some a bit of dynamic poses, right? See, I think that's fine. That's about it, for this figure, for the range of motion and articulations. All right, before we talk about the details on this figure, let's check those movable parts and detachable parts on the body on this figure. So basically, the armor is actually movable and detachable as well, probably, on the body. Yeah, from the chainmail, so you can see underneath, the undersuit, it's a chainmail, and the armor, you can see I could move easily. I don't like this part. This one is quite loose. Yeah, this one is so easy to see. This one is not. So that's one flaws. That's what I mentioned earlier. The body that they use on this figure is probably not that really high quality, I would say, but it's fine. I'm just saying. But anyway, the shoulder. This one has a Velcro design. I can see underneath there's some bulk. Let me zoom a little bit. So there's some Velcro design here. So for us to move or detach the shoulder armor. Okay, the armor is made out of plastic material. Okay, but I love the details in this sign, And here as well at the bottom or on the legs, also movable, easy to move. Just like what I mentioned, just like Star Wars, stormtroopers or troopers, right? Kind of like similar to those armor. So probably yeah, we could easily detach this one from the body. There you go. Really like the weathering actually on the armor. Pretty nice. The details, yeah, looks pretty solid, I would say. And actually, the chainmail looks really good as well. I love the quality of this one. See, if hatters could actually do those kind of like chainmail, we should. I mean, hatters should start making some kind of like medieval, figures. I'm not sure. I mean, like which one, but then I'm just saying. So anyway, so yeah, that's the armor, and the belt is also detachable from the body. So it has some Velcro right here, so we can detach or fix the what is this, the position. So this is also detachable from the body. See, it's very easy. So we get some chains right here, and then yes, very easy. I wish there's some like magnets so it's not gonna somehow easily took off from the body, because every time I move the arms or kind of like fix the body, this one's always comes off. I don't know why, but anyway, so it is what it is. So probably the quality is not that really high. I mean, like, the quality maybe not that good. So anyway, moving on to the faceplate. So aside from the belt and of course the armor, those are the movable parts and detachable from the body, and of course interchangeable faceplate right here. So we're gonna remove this one. So the eyes has a separate rolling eyeball, so we could we're gonna check that later. There you go. This is how it looks like. This one looks really cool as well. Yeah, this one more like a cyborg look, you know. Whereas this one more of like really armor, I would say. I don't know what's the difference, but then I'm just saying. But anyway, this one looks more classic, look. Okay, cool. Nice. A pretty strong magnet, I would say that they put here on this faceplate or face armor. I'm gonna put back the original. There you go. Okay, nice. And again, this one, the head sculpt is very easy to detach. Actually, not easy. It's quite hard actually. So you have to be very careful on this one, just in case you're going to. If you want to, oops, the body is not standing alone. So if you want to check the eyes, you could easily move that. Actually, it's pretty tight. When I tried this one earlier, it's pretty, hard to move. Yeah, yeah, pretty tight. See? Oof. Okay, so I can easily move the eyes. Actually, not easy. I mean, tight, but it's actually fine. I like tighter than loose because once you attach it back or put it back to the head or to the neck, sometimes there's a tendency that that will move um suddenly, like probably because you hit the one inside. So anyway, yes, that's it. So this one has, ooh, this one looks like a pleather. Looks like, but probably just a rubber material. Okay, so not a pleather. Anyway, there you go. And this one, the only part uh, that is pleather material is probably the belt. Yeah, although it looks okay, it's gonna last longer. But yes, so it's pretty hard to put it back. Here we go. This is how it looks like. So this is the only pleather material. Probably gonna last longer. And I'm gonna insert this pistol right here, and it has a magnet as well. Okay, let me lift this one. So aside from that face plates, there you go. Magnet on the, there you go, on the holster. Fantastic. Okay, see, ready. But anyway, so that's all. It has some wire on the hood as well, aside from the cape. So for us to be able to do some dynamic poses or mix style on the cape, as well on the hood. Okay, and that's it. Only that. I love the tailoring on the suits. Pretty clean, kind of pretty clean, I would say. But when I saw the picture on the art cover, kind of that one is more, much cleaner than this one, but still okay, still great, I would say. Okay. Also on the paint application, the armor, some nice weathering as well. Fantastic, right? And then details, pretty good. There you go. So there's actually a like different variant for Doctor Doom. So I'm not sure which variant cover or version of comics they copied. So sometimes there's a style, this style on the patterns on the armor. So there's some specific, like comics, whichever I mean like whichever variant they use or they copy. So anyway, there you go. Pretty nice. I just don't like this part right here, but you just need to fix it. The armor inside the crotch armor kind of like embossed, like too thick. It's not closed. But well, you could do something like this, but then when you do crunch in, it become like something like this that looks like weird, right? But you should always do this figure or stand your figure something like this, so at least it's not noticeable. Okay, I think that's it for the details and some movable and detachable parts. And later on, the so since that cape's always right detaching from this hole right here on the chest, then let's remove that. Let's use this what is this armor version without the cape. Let's see how it looks like. Here we go. I think it looks pretty cool as well, right? Wow, especially the armor. Although at the back, I think decent. I would say decent. On the stitches, and I think it's still great. I mean, like okay. And of course, these effects right here on the hands, as well the green fire effects, and of course the lightning effects. I'm gonna do that on the posing session or posing part. So yeah, and then again the overall look, the details, the paint applications, the tailoring, absolutely fantastic. Okay, and this is it has lining inside, and yeah, two layer on this cape. And now moving on to, before we finish this one, I'm gonna show you guys how you're going to attach this one. Very quick, very easy. For sure you guys know this one. This one is so easy to detach also from the base. So kind of like we should add some, kind of like a glue tack, so you can remove something like this, or so extra, additional ideas for some poses or with the gargoyle. Okay, I could use this one for Batman, right? Anyway, so this is the pole right here, the metal pole or diecast pole. I'm gonna insert here. Bam. Wow. And then those long banners right here, we're gonna attach it to the wings, to the main banner or logo of. This is how it looks like, and this one as well. And we're gonna attach it here to the back. I'm not sure what is the difference. I mean, like, I'm not sure what is the purpose of having that gap right here, on the top. So I thought there's something that we need to attach it there. Pretty cool. Bam. So this is actually pretty high. I'm not sure if I'm going to display this one, so probably I'm gonna copy the Hot Toys did, or some bloggers like holding these. Actually, even holding this one is kind of like, ugh, it's gonna eat a lot of space. So anyway, you go, probably just gonna use the base, and this one probably gonna put on the side, somewhere or on the somehow ground, on the glass. So anyway, that's it. Okay, so this is how the base looks like, compared to the art box, how tall it is. It's pretty tall, so you're gonna have a hard time on, displaying this one probably. And if you're going to display Doctor Doom in the middle right here, whew, this is gonna be really cool. Yes, so it's up to you which side of the diorama base you're going to use. It's either front or the back part. Okay, but either way, it's both looks great. Okay, I think that's it. My final thoughts on this Doctor Doom figure by Hot Toys. I would say it is absolutely beautiful. As I mentioned, it came out beautifully. It's a great looking piece. I don't see any major issues with this figure, even though the material feels a bit cheap. When you're holding it, it still looks fantastic. Once you display it, especially with the many accessories that comes with it. You have so many options for posing, and the beautiful diorama, base adds a lot of presence to this figure. And I think, again, as I mentioned earlier, the only potential issue you might gonna encounter on this one is the space or the height, since you can see the size of the art box is already tall. If you're going to display this with the banner, then that's gonna be like extra, height or space. Just the, height, not the, width of this one, because it's pretty small. See, you could get actually like a display, what's this, like case, just specifically for this figure. But I think it's fine, right? All right, I think that's about it. Let me know your thoughts on this figure as well, and feel free to comment down below if you like this kind of video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. Okay, until then, See you in the next one. Peace.